All right, welcome back to Mostly Sports with M and J. We are very lucky to be joined in studio today by the self-proclaimed anti-hero, the first baseman, shortstop, third base, center field, catcher, pitcher, left field, right field for the AAA Padres affiliate El Paso Chihuahuas. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And there's nothing self-proclaimed about it. I've never played shortstop in my life, and I'm good.
You're in the Padres organization, AAA. You are mainly right field, first base, catcher?
No, mostly base, third base, and catcher. I haven't played the outfield in 2 seasons.
Okay.
I can. I just don't.
Right.
I wouldn't.
Well, you can pretty much do it all from what I hear.
What do you want to play? What's your favorite position?
Fourth.
Fourth? Just bat fourth.
Bat me fourth. I don't care where you play me defensively as long as I get to hit. I'm like a 12-year-old.
Now, you just had a nice little write-up on Fox Sports calling you you have the most home runs of any active player in the minor leagues that has never played in the big leagues.
Not a single day.
That is a very Crash Davis-y stat to own.
I'm going to say that's bullshit because Crash got 20 days in the show.
Yeah, that's right. He did make it to the show for a little
20 days.
And then he had the minor league home run record.
Yes, he did.
But that's true, right? That's an accurate stat from Fox Sports.
That is an accurate stat.
Unbelievable. Now, I was looking up the other day the top prospects in the organization, thinking your name would be at number 1 or number 2, and it was not.
No.
You're the GM. Why not?
Well, one, there's a lot of variables involved with that type of thing. One, I wasn't drafted high. I was drafted in the 22nd round. I was a senior sign. I signed for – normally prospects, they sign for a lot of money. You know, you got guys that signed for millions of dollars. I signed for $1,000, which after taxes came out to $638.43.
You got to pay your agent, too.
Luckily, I don't yet. My contract with my agent says I have to pay him after my second year of pro ball. Thank God. Time in Major League Baseball.
Really? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So your whole rookie season, you're good to go.
Yeah, so I can just collect that money if I ever make it.
Yeah.
So first things first.
Jeez.
But no, I'm not. I've never been labeled as a prospect. I've always been referred to as a farmhand, which I think is almost a backhanded statement.
Absolutely.
I once heard a scout say a quote that I thought was actually kind of funny when he was talking about players, and he said, the prospect's got to have players to play with. And originally, I was one of those guys. That's what I was seen as, despite what I did in college.
Really?
And it's okay. It's part of the business. What's
the closest you've come to getting called up? Have you heard any rumors at some point in your career where you were kind of expecting it to happen, or?
I always expect it to happen at any time. It could happen tomorrow.
Right.
I can get a call and say you're meeting the team over in this place. The buzzword quote that they always say is you got to control what you can control, and you can't control what the bosses are doing, and it's true. You can't. It's almost a waste of time to really think about it, but it's that gigantic elephant in the room. I'm in AAA. I'm trying to win baseball games, but you don't get paid very well in minor league baseball. I don't get paid well at all. Pretty hefty debt I've accumulated over the years, and I gave this example to a writer recently, but jokingly. It's like being a starving person being strapped to a chair with an apple just out of your reach, and it's right there. You can see it. You're pressed against that glass ceiling, but until someone gives you the shot, yeah.
Well, dude, I'm looking at your numbers right now, though. You've had some pretty remarkable years.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I wanted to talk numbers real quick.
I mean, the year you had 19 homers and 70 ribbies, and that was at AAA, yeah?
Well, the interesting thing about that was the number of at-bats I had. I didn't play. I had half the at-bats I should have had that season.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of – they signed some guys. They had to play. A lot of ex-big leaguers. On that team, we had Ben Francisco was playing left, so I was kind of shit out of luck in left field. I played left the entire year before. I was going to go play first, but then we had Kyle Blanks for a little bit. Guy was on 40-man, a lot of big league time. We signed Brandon Allen, good amount of big league time with him. Great guy. And I was kind of limited to DH at that point. The problem is we're a National League team. Unless we're playing an American League affiliate, we had to, the pitchers hit.
Right.
So I was kind of stuck, and I had to gain playing time. That's when the catching thing came in. We were trying to get me at bats. So we were trying to say my manager was trying to work me in there behind the plate, get me any bat I possibly can. I had to get good at pinch hitting.
Yeah.
And pinch
I
hitting.
noticed you'd be pinch hit a lot now too.
I still do. When I don't play, I'm definitely gonna get a pinch hit at bat. And pinch hitting is hard, man.
Is it a
Now,
strategy? Go ahead.
Yeah, just to go real quick, some of your numbers, and I'm you know all this obviously, but just for some of our listeners, the Padres are not good. Okay, they are 30th in runs, 30th in batting average, 30th on base percentage, 30th in slugging percentage. I'm not a sports genius.
They sign his checks,
how many
by the way.
teams?
So.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
that. This might be then my little mission statement to the front office at the Padres. You're in dead last, okay, in all of these offensive categories. You're batting right now 271, 13 homers, 47 RBIs. You got 78 hits, 17 of which are doubles, 35 walks, a 353 on-base percentage, okay? The average on-base percentage is 273. You're almost 100 points higher than the Padres' major league team. There's two catchers right now in the Padres. They're batting 210 and 219. Why are they not calling you up for a little offensive power?
To be honest, if they were to call me up, it wouldn't be to catch. I don't think they'd have me up there to catch.
Okay.
I went to big league camp this year to catch, and I didn't really get a whole lot of time there. As a matter of fact, when I got into the games, I only played first. So I think they would see me. I think they've always kind of seen me as a bat. A bat they can bring in when they feel they need me. And they just haven't the opportunity to catch. Well, there's been opportunities, but they've made other different decisions.
Okay.
They've brought up different guys. You're not going to like. I can't sit around and like every decision that's ever made, because when they don't affect me in my way. But it's totally out of my hands. Every aspect is out of my hands, and I've been with the organization. This is my 6th season, and I love everyone that I work for. They're great people. They really are good people.
Yeah. It's a great organization.
It is.
Philosophically, are they more in line with like the A's with the Moneyball stuff? Would you say, or
I'm not really sure what the that's the thing. I don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. I don't really know any details about their philosophy and what they're doing. What I do know is that they have arguably the best pitching staff in baseball. I mean, they currently have a streak of 16 straight games where the starting pitchers haven't given up more than 3 runs, and that's unbelievable. They can pitch, and their bullpen is probably the best pen in baseball. That's why everybody's knocking down their door talking about all these trade rumors. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I've never heard any rumblings, nor do I ever hear rumblings.
You have one of the lowest
great
ERAs in
under
minor
team,
league baseball.
They're unbelievable. I mean, every single pitcher on that team.
I was talking about
fantastic. Oh, us?
You personally have one of the lowest ERAs in baseball.
0 ever.
0.
That's Hall of Fame
0.
numbers. I'm never pitching again.
Minimum 1 inning pitched.
They build statues for stats like that.
I will never pitch again, and it was awesome. I went up there. We were getting blown out. Jeff Rancourt pitched just before me.
pitched one too. Yeah,
he's actually pitched a little bit. 'Cause every time we get blown out, we throw in Jeff, and then we throw in me in case everything goes to hell.
What'd you have? Did you go over signals? What'd you have? Just fastball, curveball.
I said fastball, curveball. I threw one curveball to Matt Decker. I had him 0-2.
Dan Decker used to be one of your old teammates.
No, that's Jeff Decker.
Okay.
Matt Decker's an outfielder with the Mets organization.
Okay.
He got up a couple times. I threw him a backdoor curveball that I thought should have been called a strike. It wasn't anywhere near the plate, but I thought it should have been called a strike.
What'd you hit on the gun?
Oh man, I must have topped out at 76.
Solid. Solid.
That was, to be fair, that was on purpose. I had zero interest in blowing out my arm because I hadn't pitched. Last time I pitched before that was I was 17 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah. I was a senior in high school, and we were playing in the fall. And I was throwing like 85, 86, and my head coach asked me if I would pitch during the season. I said, absolutely not.
Jeez, we didn't even have you pitch when you were playing with us in the LABL.
That wasn't me. That was a guy named Brian Johnson.
That's right, Brian Johnson. I think he had a couple other names, too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I just switched around. I don't know who that was.
One of the things that is getting you a lot of attention lately, about 1.3 million views on YouTube, you're becoming known in the minor league ranks as a bit of a prankster. And you had a hilarious prank that was so well done that looks like it took so much effort to put together to prank your teammate Jeff Rancourt.
You'd be shocked how effortlessly
was it really?
It was pulled off.
Seems when I've watched it a couple of times, and it seems like it would take forever.
Well,
so tell people what it was about, real quick.
All right, so we have
Wait, hold on one sec. Before you get going on that, we got to put a call on right now,
yeah.
And then we'll get back to the Jeff Rancourt prank. Caller, you're on. What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, I'm calling from Washington, D.C. Is this on the Mike and Jay show?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm the one who wrote the article on Cody Decker on Fox Sports San Diego. So
Oh,
I thought it'd be kind
fantastic.
of fun to chat if he's okay right now.
Hi.
Of course. What's your name?
John Conniff?
John, how you doing?
How's it
Welcome
going,
to
John?
Jay. There's Cody.
John, how you doing?
Yeah, we're talking about the anti-hero right now. I think it's a great stat that you say, the most home runs of any active player in the minor leagues that has never played a big league game. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Cody's one of the best interviews that you can have, and I think when I wrote the story was I want people to kind of realize that, there's actually something more to him than just the films and the good interviews. He's actually a pretty good player. And it's always been amazing to us that he's never gotten a shot to be in the big leagues, and happened to be home today, and I saw Cody's Twitter feed, and I thought I'd call in and just kind of validate some of the things he's saying.
I appreciate it, John. John's always been very, very good to me. Even though he wrote for Baseball America used to bash me on a very regular basis. And John was the first guy who ever did anything for Baseball America who came up to me and said, "I am so sorry."
Nice.
He said that to me. I was in the Texas League. He came up to me. He's like, "How's it going, Cody? I'm John Conniff." I'm like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. I've read your work." He's like, "Yeah. Have you read my work? Where have you read it?" I'm like, "I read some of your Baseball America stuff." He's like, "I am so sorry. I didn't write any of those things about you." I'm like, I know who did."
That's great.
Well, I was a freelancer for them, so I want to make sure I'm clear on that. So I was, but mainly I write for Scout and Fox Sports, and Cody's always been really good. So it was weird when you were talking about that when I was out in spring training, he was catching the whole time, and we kept thinking, oh, he's going to be the catcher there. Then he didn't get any playing time at catcher and had to move to first.
I
And
caught one inning in spring training. It was
That was-
great.
yeah,
Cody,
we're expecting to see him at shortstop now.
Bring
Cody
it.
used to take me to UCLA before spring training to hit and throw around a little bit on the field, which I thought was great. And I remember this past year, you were getting ready to catch.
Mhm.
You were catching as many innings as you possibly could on the field before heading to spring training. And then I keep checking on you all day. One game behind the dish.
In the big league camp, one game, I got one
Yeah.
inning in. But this season, I caught last week twice. I mean, right now, I'm technically the backup catcher at AAA right now,
Okay.
getting some work in.
Now, John, with the All-Star game coming up and all that stuff, they make it very interactive with the fans to try and, get those last couple guys in the game, the fan favorites and all that stuff. How about getting a guy up from AA or AAA up to the majors? Does that have anything at all to do with getting a guy up, how much attention you can get on him?
I always thought when we've talked to the guys in the Padres, when they call up their front office and we do ask them about Cody, which I know Cody actually reads when they do interviews with him that apply to that, is they always make the comment that, they think he has a chance because he can play so many positions and he can play first and third and catcher. And I think the toughest thing is when they call somebody up is to see somebody is kind of the role that Cody could really play. He could play like catch, he could play first, he could play third, he could pinch hit, and I think it just takes one guy there to kind of believe on him, and maybe some guys should get out to El Paso and see him play a little bit more. Because every time I've seen Cody play, he'd always hit really well. I think one time I was in San Antonio, he hit 3 home runs in 4 games. He told me I was going to stay there. I wasn't going to be allowed to leave. So.
And then you
It's
left,
always
and
been
I
a
think I
lot of
went 0 for my next 8 games.
That's the way it works.
Yeah,
I need you,
I was
John.
expecting a plane ticket.
I haven't seen Cody hit in a little while live. Does he still have a ridiculous little ritual before stepping into the batter's box?
He's kind of calmed that down. I haven't seen that as much anymore. The big thing you guys want to ask him about is the throwdown that he issued in the article for the director of marketing on singing show tunes. I haven't yet to meet any baseball player that is confident in his musical theater ability as Cody is.
I wish I could say I knew about that. I don't know anything about his musical talent.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
I will
What's
tell
your
you.
I'm sure he
go-to?
will, yeah.
Like Andrew Lloyd Webber? What are we talking? Jesus Christ Superstar?
I did star in the Music Man once. That was a pretty big show.
That was at the high school one that got
Yeah.
LA Times
Oh, yeah.
reviewed, all that.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Huge reviews.
My high school, we got reviewed by the New York Times.
Yeah, we were
No big deal.
We were kind of serious. No big deal. And man, I can cut. I can't really dance, but I faked it. And man, I got a set of pipes on me.
That was at Santa Monica High, right?
That was at
Right
Santa
down the
Monica High.
street.
That was back when that theater program was really no joke. I don't know what it is now, but back then it was it was kind of scary and daunting.
Oh, the names that have passed through there. You got
Oh, man.
the Rob Lowe's, the Sean Penns, all that stuff, and then
The
Cody Decker,
the Robert Downey Jr.'s, the Cody Deckers, all the greats.
pretty crazy. Well, John, thank you so much for calling in. That was
It's always fun.
really
I
awesome.
I saw Cody on his Twitter feed was going to be on the show, and I was enjoying you guys showing it that well. Maybe I'll call in and give Cody some grief a little bit. But,
Yeah,
You
give him a little more if you like.
you didn't even try. You haven't even remotely given me.
If you want to give him one last jab before you go, feel free. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
No. Cody's a good guy. I mean, the only thing is, he's worked so hard. I really hope he gets a shot. So all of us are pulling for him. If it crushes any journalistic bona fides that he may have had, then so be it.
Well, the truth
Best
is,
of luck.
you want it to happen because it'll make you look like a genius for writing that article.
I think there's enough on me to prove I'm not a genius on baseball, but one thing would help, though.
I'm working
Take care,
on
guys.
it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
All right,
John.
thank you, John.
Take care.
Nice. I had no idea he was calling in.
Me neither. I like
That's
John
great.
a lot. He's always been very good to me. He's a good writer. I like his stuff.
It was a good article. It
We
was,
can't.
it was a great
I
article.
don't know if Cody knows this, but we can't screen our calls. People just call in.
Yeah.
Perfect.
A couple weeks ago, a lady called in and thought we were like a show on medical advice,
Nice.
and we were going to give her some advice.
Did-
but
did
we-
you?
Well, we thought about it, but then we were scared maybe she would listen to us and possibly die. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break here, like a 30-second break. Then we're going to be back talking about Cody Decker's prank with Jeff Francoeur. If you get a sec of the break, check it out on YouTube. 1.3 million hits. We're going to be back, mostly sports with Mike and Jay.